The new mayor of New York City has promised to set an example for the world with his brand of politics after officially taking up his new position. Zohran Mamdani swearing in on Thursday marked a number of firsts. There's never before been a Muslim, South Asian of Africa or African-born person running America's biggest city, and at just 34, he's the youngest mayor in more than 130 years. Mamdani received more than half of the vote in November, despite threats from President Donald Trump to cut the city's federal funding if he won. And when New York City's mayor, Zohran Mamdani, took the oath of office, the moment was historic, not just politically, but also symbolically. He chose to swear in on a Qur'an believed to date back to the Ottoman-era, preserved in the collections of a public library. For more on this, we are joined by historian Sami Al-Arian, Director of the Center for Islam and Global Affairs at Istanbul Sabahattin Zaim University. Professor, great to have you here with us on TRT World. What do you think is the significance of the fact that Zohran Mamdani used a Quran dating back to the Ottoman Empire for his oath-taking ceremony?
It's very significant indeed. He swore in two Qurans. One belonged to his grandfather, and the other was a very historic Quran that belonged to the 19th century Ottoman Empire that was purchased by a philanthropist who donated his collections to the public library, and it became this particular day, on this particular day, the historic Quran to be sworn in. And of course, he is not the first Muslim public official. He is among several. One was Keith Ellison, who was the first congressman, Muslim congressman, and he swore on the Quran that belonged to Thomas Jefferson, the third president. So this is indeed a historic day for not only the Americans and Muslim Americans, but for the entire world, because now we see that the Quran has become a symbol also where people could serve in public capacity.
And Professor, this Quran, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, this Quran was not an ornate royal manuscript. It was meant for everyday use. So how significant is that detail, especially given the fact that it is being used in a modern democratic oath-taking ceremony in a city like New York?
I think what Mr. Mamdani was trying to do is to show the world that Muslims have come out of age and now they are part of the elites. They are part of the politicians that are willing to serve their constituencies. And therefore, this Quran, this historic Quran, also brings back not only the fact that modern day Muslims are part of the mosaic, but also the historicity of Islam in America. Islam came to America with the slaves centuries back, and then there were a lot of immigrants. So Islam today represents both the immigrant trend as well as the indigenous people, those who converted and those who became as Muslims. And dealing with this or holding this Quran obviously brings all these histories back.
And Professor, one last question here. What kind of message do you think Zohran Mamdani was trying to send to those who have some Islamophobic beliefs? Or in other words, do you think this was an effort to counter Islamophobia, growing Islamophobia in the Western world?
Indeed, throughout his campaign, as well as in his inaugural speech yesterday, it was very clear that he is very proud of his heritage, is very proud of his beliefs, not only those beliefs which are religious in nature. He says it's going to be the mayor of everybody. So he has a particular program that he's trying to implement. He says that he will try every effort to make sure that he will make the life of New Yorkers much better than they are today, and that he is proud of the principles that he stood on, and that he is going to apply his beliefs and his values to the way he's going to govern. So indeed now, the people of New York, millions of people in New York are going to see what does it mean to be a believing politician in the trend of Islam. They have seen a lot of other politicians in the past from different traditions, and now this is the first time they're going to observe someone who says, I am proud to be a Muslim, I am proud to be a New Yorker, and I'm proud to be a human being willing to serve the whole entire New York City.
Fascinating insights, Professor Sami Al-Arian. Thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.
Thank you.